Hi, my name's Randall Ingram, 50 years old. I grew up in Austell, Georgia. Um, Small town, not super small like where I'm from up in Tennessee, but we moved to Austell in '74, and that's pretty much where I grew up at and was raised. That's where I made most of the friends of my life, is growing up there. It was a great place to live. Uh, Man, a lot of great friends. I am an only child. I like to think of myself as not the stereotypical only child that's a spoiled brat, unless you ask my wife, she might say I'm spoiled about some things, certainly. So growing up in Austell was great, made a lot of great friends, a lot of lifetime friends, lifelong friends, people that, I may not see them every day, but when I do see them, we always remember each other, and it was just like I saw them yesterday. As far as my family goes, small family. I'm an only child. My mother's only got one sister. My his family, they weren't very close. But my mother's side of the family, we were very close. Didn't see each other again. Like I say, they lived in Tennessee, but when I did, it was very close. Everything stopped to do things with my grandparents when they came down, and I was super close to my grandparents on my mother's side, because both my my father's parents, they died either before I was born or when I was a small child. So that was very, very impactful in my life. Family's very important to me. I got saved in 1979. My dad's family, not very religious, didn't go to church. My mother's family, on the other hand, was very involved in their church, a small Baptist church up in Brewston, Tennessee, Prospect Baptist. But now myself, I got saved in 1979 at church camp in Anniston, Alabama, Camp Lee. Like I say, my mom made sure to take me to church. I heard the gospel. I realized, that I wasn't saved. I knew that I had never committed to Christ, and I got saved at 12 years old. In my teenage years, certainly wasn't a bad kid, but certainly got in some trouble, did things wrong. But I never doubted my salvation. I always knew that I was saved. Even when I was doing stupid stuff, that small, still voice in my heart was telling me, wow, what are you doing, you idiot? And it seemed like, the verse, surely your sins will find you out. I can certainly attest to that. One of the things my dad always told me growing up that certainly sticks with me is that you can mess up more in 5 minutes than you can repair in a lifetime. And I can attest to that. I've made mistakes of less than that have cost me time and certainly older money, influence, different things in my life. But being a Christian, I can honestly say is the most important thing that I've ever done. No matter what, when the chips are down, when things weren't going well, I could either get my Bible out, pray, and that was comforting to know that personal relationship with Jesus Christ. It's the most important thing that I've ever done. I'm certainly, my current career, I never thought about it being a refrigeration technician, sales guy, anything like that growing up. My father had a metal fabrication shop, and, I grew up being welding and metal fab all my life. I've always been good at fixing stuff, working on cars. We drag raced my whole life growing up. I've been all over the country doing that. I think, certainly one of the most important people in my life is my parents. My dad teach me how to be a man, or taught me how to be a man, and my mother, caring, compassionate, and then my grandparents, very important. My grandfather never went past the 5th grade in school. My grandmother, I don't know that she went past the 8th grade. My grandfather could not read and write. Wow, it's a lot of difference in people that grew up in the late 20s and the early 30s than we have now. You don't think about that. So they were a great influence in my life because they were great people. They were good people, man. I never heard my grandmother say anything bad about anybody in my whole life. Now, my dad, on the other hand, are different people, certainly. Some of the life lessons that I've learned, that be responsible for your own actions. Too many people these days are not.